Hey guys, AuspiciousAussie here, and welcome to episode 20 of the San Marino Challenge. Now, today's episode is going to be against San Marino Calcio, and it's going to be in the Coppa Italia Lega Pro third round. So we have made it into the third round of basically it's the Serie C version, or the Serie C Cup, if that makes sense. So the third tier of Italian football have their own cup between the three groups. And I'm not sure if that's how it works. I haven't really looked into it too much. But yes, that is how it works. As you can see, all the different groups in Serie C are represented in this third round. And as you can see, we're going to the league table here. We haven't done too well. The form has been up and down. I've already scrapped the tactic that I was going to use. It wasn't working. It wasn't working. It was essentially a 4-3-3 or a 4-1-2-2-1. Didn't really work. I've been using 4-4-2 tactics at the moment. And I've only just switched because they were pretty inconsistent as well. They were quite good in an attacking sense, which also meant that they were really bad defensively in some games. And if you look at our results, most of the games are either 3-0 or 3-1 victories to us, or they're 3-0 defeats against us. So, yeah, I had to scrap that, and I've gone with a 4-1-4-1 tactic at the moment, and I've only used it for one game. So we're going to see how that goes today against Ternana. But as you can see, we have 4 wins, 3 draws, and 4 losses. We currently sit in 9th position. Which is fine, because obviously the board expectation is to avoid relegation again this season. But like I said at the start of the season and in last season's sort of review, I wanted this season to push for first, to gain promotion to Serie B. And at the moment, that doesn't really look too likely, unfortunately. With that said, we are only, 13 points behind? It's not a massive amount. It can be done. I feel like it can be done. However, we need to turn the fixtures in our favour, basically. We need to go on a really decent run where we just win, 10 in a row or something. And I think, a run like that would put the pressure on teams like Ternana, Cesena, and Medina. So it's going to be interesting. We'll see how this tactic works. We'll go into the fixtures here first of all. Of course, the first episode of this season, the previous episode, what a game that was. I mean, to say it was a shit show would be a bit of an understatement. We went 3-0 up, if you missed the last episode. Then we had 2 players sent off with red cards. And then, Vicenza managed to score 3 goals. And essentially, they looked like they could score a 4th and a winning goal. So I think once we went down to 9 men, we were pretty lucky to even get the draw. As you can see, we followed that up with a 3-0 loss away from home to Rimini Calcio. Torelli getting 2 goals, one of them being a penalty, and who else but Vittorini, one of our former players, was at the club last season on loan. Now, I tried to... Was he? Is this the same Vittorini? I don't think it is. Maybe I'm mistaken. I feel like it is, but it's actually not. As you can see, he was at Rimini last season, so I ignore that. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I thought it was the player that played for us. Anyway, moving on, we managed to beat US Triestina 1-0 through a Soleri goal. And at this point I was like, okay, well, we've got our first win. It's a positive going into the Cesena game. They're our parent club. It's going to be a tough game because they're a really good team. And they battered us. As you can see, another 2 red cards. The thing with a lot of these tactics that I'm using, I do have the options of tackle harder essentially on every player. So once a player picks up a yellow card, I need to immediately go into their player instructions and take that off and, essentially put ease on tackles, because as you can see, it's quite evident that the players are going to get sent off for 2 yellow cards. We lost that game 2-0. Penalty to Alessandro, and then Perez also getting a goal in the 81st minute. We then managed a 1-1 draw with Trastevere. I almost said that wrong. Trastevere. They're one of the promoted teams. We probably should have beaten them. They were 1-0 up for most of the game, and luckily, Belfasti got us the equaliser in the 87th minute, so we left it really late. The next game was when I changed the tactic. I went to this 4-4-2, one of the really attacking tactics, and we managed to beat Cesena in the first round of the Coppa Italia Lega Pro 5-2. We scored 5 goals, and we had a player sent off again. Cirillo getting sent off in this one. But as you can see, our 4 goal scorers, were Trillo, Saleri got 2, Krasniki on the score sheet, as well as Chester. Yeah, we scored 5 goals. It was looking good. We went on a nice little run. We managed to win the next game as well against Emelise, Belfasti, and Cirillo with the goals there. Cirillo once again getting sent off because I wasn't really focusing on the match instructions, which is something I really need to do. I need to pay a bit more attention to who actually picks up the yellow cards during games. The next game was a 0-0 draw away from home to US Grosseto. Once again, a player sent off. Cali this time with 2 yellow cards. Really disappointing, but again, probably my own fault. We did bounce back in the next game against Alto Adige. A 1-0 victory there. Forte with a penalty in the 32nd minute. And then we got absolutely battered by Livorno. 3-0 loss at home as well, which is, it's kind of unacceptable, but understandable at the same time because our tactic is just that attacking. It feels like if the goals aren't going in for us, we're going to concede. And that's sort of how this tactic, or the tactic I was using, the 4-4-2, that's how it felt. And as you can see, Bresciani, Kozak, and Corallo all scored against us. 3 goals, a really bad loss. We smashed Livorno. Did we smash them? Or did we just beat them 2-0? We beat them 2-0 in pre-season. To lose at home 3-0 in the league is... Yeah, it's just not acceptable for a team. In my eyes, we want to be challenging for the title. It's just not great. It's not great. We then managed to bounce back and we beat AC Siena in the Cup, second round of the Cup here. A 5-1 victory. Saleri, Krasniki with 2 goals, Cali and Raza on the score sheet for us there. And then in the next game, we lost 4-1. As you can see, this tactic was very, very up and down. And of course, after this loss, I had to change it. I just had to. I couldn't... I can't have my team being this inconsistent if we're going to try and mount a title challenge. You're not going to win the title. You're not even going to challenge if you're losing 4-1, 3-0 to teams. It's just not going to happen. So yeah, now we're using the 4-1. And yeah, as you can see, we managed to beat Monza 3-1. Now, we are at home, albeit you should be expecting to win your home games. But Monza at the time were in 6th, so they were doing pretty well. As you can see, Aussie, who is the the centre-back on loan, managed to get 2 goals for himself. And yeah, Pellini coming back into the squad as the defensive midfielder, managed to get a goal as well. So a pretty good result there. I'm happy with that. Hopefully, it's a bit of a change in fortunes for us going forward for the rest of the season. Like I mentioned, today's opponents, Ternana, top of the league. They're above Cesena by 3 points. So it's definitely going to be very, very tough. this is the lineup for today. You got San Giorgi in goals. We got Belfasti at right back, which is absolutely horrendous, to be honest. Then we got Mercy and Aussie as the two centre backs, and then we got Trillo as the left back. We got Pellini as the defensive midfielder, with Gasperi and Toscano as the box-to-box midfielders, both on support. So it's an interesting tactic. And what I'm getting from it, it should be a little bit more defensive compared to the 4-4-2 that I was using. On the right wing, we got Chester. On the left wing, we're going to go with Cali because Forte's just been dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. Probably the worst signing of the season. I mean, he was actually signed to play as an inside forward, which he didn't really do well at all anyway, so yeah, it doesn't really matter. Cali's, he's performing a little bit better. A little bit. But yeah, he's not much better. He's started to perform a little bit recently, which is good. But at the start of the season, I think he was on like a 6.5 or something like that for the first few games. Today we're going to go with Soleri up front, and that's due to Krasniki being on international duty, which is really annoying, with Kosovo under 21s. I don't know if I mentioned it, but San Giorgi, of course, in goals. He also hasn't been that impressive, I mean, his stats are all decreasing, but yeah, I don't know. Just not great at all. Buscarini, Molnar, Diodario, Ambro, Tissetto, Forte, Scavola, and Raza will be on the bench today. Apologies for coughing. Tell the boys to carry on from last game, I guess. That's sort of the only option that I think we have. I mean, every time I do we owe so-and-so team for last time, I think we've lost like every game I've done that team talk. So yeah, I'm going to try not to do that anymore, and we're going to try and focus on maybe a few other team talk options going forward as well, because it's just not working. Alright, Belfasti with a throw-in. Gasperi plays to Chester. Shoots, and he scores. Okay. Second goal of the season for him. Pretty impressive, actually. I didn't think he was going to shoot there. I thought he was going to pass it, so yeah, not bad, not bad. 25 minutes in, we take the lead, 1-0. We are the home team. So, I mean, hopefully we can, push on now and hopefully grab a second goal, because Tanana are a great team. They truly are. Well, they have been so far this season anyway. Soleri plays it out wide to Cali. Soleri heads it just over the bar. It's got to be doing a little bit better than that. It's got 13 heading, really good strength as well. Really needs to be putting those in the back of the net. I know it's asking a lot, but yeah, Belfasti, Gasperi, Toscano, Pellini. Ooh, that was a decent shot, to be honest. And of course, he did get a goal last game as well, Pellini. So, it could happen again. It could happen again. There are a few bad average ratings out there. But I guess the positive is that we're dominating the shots. They've only had one shot, which probably means once they have one on target, they'll score, because it's Football Manager, But I'm liking this so far. It seems this tactic seems a little bit stronger defensively, which is it's what I need. There were times when I was thinking about going back to the five at the back, the wing backs, but I decided not to do it. We've bought wingers, we've signed wingers. We haven't bought anyone, but yeah, I just wanted to give wingers a chance. Hashtag give wingers a chance. I think we're going to bring Ambro on for Pellini, and then we'll swap Ambro with Toscano. And before I forget, the people that are on yellow cards, before we get a red card, let me just pause the game here real quick. We're going to chuck all these onto ease off tackles. Because guaranteed, we would probably get a red card if I didn't do it. Okay. Alright, I'm happy with that. Let's go, boys. Come on. 70 minutes in. Not looking great. Maybe we'll bring Soleri off with 10 minutes to go. Yeah, we'll do that. Raza can come on. Raza hasn't been too bad. I mean, with the 4-4-2, we were playing with 2 up front, so he did get a little bit of an opportunity. Scored a goal here and there. But I didn't really start him at all. Which is, a bit of a discredit to Raza. As we do bring the ball forward here, Forte can't get the cross in. Ambro picks it up. Toscano, Gasperi, Belfasti. Belfasti shoots and he scores! That was a rocket. That was a good goal. Very, very good goal. And he's playing right back today as well. In the tactic, the role for the fullbacks is inverted fullbacks, which I've never played with before. And obviously we don't really have anyone to play. Well, we don't have the players that fit that role, as both of our fullbacks are, suited to their side, if that makes sense. But we are 2-0 up, and there's only, 2.5 minutes? They will get a goal back. They will get a goal back. Okay, that's scary. Come on, boys. Finish it off. Finish it off. Should be full time here. Come on, boys. Blow the whistle, ref. Come on. This is outrageous. Raza has it here. Is the ref not going to blow his whistle? Come on, mate. Enough's enough. We kick it out of play. And there we go. 2-1 victory over Tanana, who are top of the league. We've just beaten top of the league. That's pretty impressive. I'm happy with that. And I think this tactic, I don't want to speak too soon, but I think this might be the tactic I've sort of been looking for. It's very similar to the tactic I was using at the start, albeit it just has wingers that are drop deeper than inside forwards. And, of course, the odd roles for the fullbacks. But I think it's more defensive-minded. And I think that's kind of what we need. Because we were just getting battered. Some of the games were 3-0 losses. And we can't be doing that. We can't be conceding that many goals. Ooh, the next game's looking pretty exciting for me. Medina, our league rivals, away from home as well, who are currently sitting third. That's going to be a good game. Anyways, that's going to end the episode there, guys. Sorry, I'm a little bit tired. I hope you have enjoyed a nice little 2-1 victory in the Cup. We go into the next round as well. Obviously, I don't really care about the Cup. It's just kind of cool to go on a little run. We might be able to win it. Who knows? Anything's possible. We're going to try and pick the form up back in the league. We have -6 goal difference at the moment, which is exactly what I was saying. We can't be losing that badly if we're going to challenge. It's not possible to win the league when you're performing that badly. Anyways, drop a like on the video for today's win, and I'll see you next time. Take it easy. Goodbye.